CCSSO and state leaders visited 2 schools in different states, Knoxville, Tennessee, and Washington, D.C., to observe how instructional coherence helps prepare all students for grade-level work. Across both schools, 3 common strands of instructional coherence emerged: shared goal, quality materials, and coordination.
When you think about instructional coherence, the way that we are teaching that content and material, we are giving kids the opportunity to hear the same vocabulary, the same language, address the same skills across all areas.
The intent of intervention was never to have students be in those services throughout their entire educational career. The goal is that we provide service, close those gaps, and get them back to grade level learning.
Especially starting last year, we were focused on exceptional learners and thinking about exceptional learners in every single part of our day, not just in Tier 2 instruction, but how we could bring supports that you might see in Tier 2 instructions into the general ed classroom.
Starting with high quality instructional materials just gives us the backbone, the space to rely on the experts who we can be confident that if you just teach it as is, students are getting high quality lessons and materials every day.
So what we looked at here in Knox County is how do we use consistent materials that follow the same systematic scope and sequence and allow students to have an additional attempt learning the same material they're learning in Tier 1.
In core instruction, basically what we're using is being implemented the same thing into our intervention. So if we're teaching a targeted sound in instruction, we are repeating the same strategies, the same sounds, the same letters in our intervention groups.
Collaboration's constantly happening in our classroom. We have the luxury of being able to co-teach a lot. That being said, there's also times where there's pull-outs, push-ins, other interventions happening. So it requires a lot of co-planning, data planning, and just finding any moment to communicate student needs or student performances.
Whatever strategies or structures that I'm teaching and working on in my classroom or in my space, it easily translates to whatever the students are doing in their class. So if they're working on a novel in my older grades, I'm helping them decode the words so that it's much easier and smooth once they get to class.
What we noticed in our data is that our most at-risk student populations benefited most from using instructionally coherent materials.